Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow any feelings of stress or tension to feel like it's leaving your body in your outward breath. As you relax, feel the tension leaving your body, melting away. And as your physical body relaxes, imagine that your imagination is awakening. And feel a wonderful feeling that your imagination is simply a portal, an interface with the power of your subconscious mind, which is infinite. The physical world is bound by the parameters of the laws of physics, but the imagination isn't. The imagination has no bounds. So as you breathe in and breathe out, feel that by harnessing the power of your imagination, you can go anywhere at any time and unlock the vault of resources that exists within you. As you breathe in and breathe out, imagine staring into an antique globe, one of those valuable, perhaps made of marble on a brass axis. Imagine spinning the globe round and then stopping the globe and staring into the large island of Australia, there in the southern hemisphere, and just stare into that almost lion-shaped island there in the ocean. And as you stare into the very center of this island, I want you to imagine what it would be like to teleport into that island. I want you to imagine you're right there, perhaps just half a mile away from Ayers Rock. Imagine there you are, staring at Ayers Rock at sunrise. See the incredible colors of the sky and see the bright redness, the textures on Ayers Rock. As you breathe in and breathe out, stare at that magical, strange-shaped rock there, seemingly elevating from the landscape. As you breathe in and breathe out, stare into that rock. The Aboriginals will say this rock is magical and has powers. And just stare into the rock as you feel that all tension is melting away. Breathe in and breathe out. See the blue Australian skies. And then imagine teleporting there at the top of the rock. Imagine looking around and seeing that incredible panoramic view. For miles you can see desert and outback, and just feel a wonderful sense of connection with you and the earth beneath. This rock has been here for millions of years, and feel that you're harnessing the energy that exists in the rock. Breathe in and breathe out. Harness that energy. Feel a connection to the past and the future, as if it's liquid, like water, not fixed and not linear. Breathing in and breathing out. And then imagine that your unconscious mind desires a well-needed holiday. So imagine floating up over the rock, and like a superhero, imagine flying over thousands of miles of incredible Australian landscape, and imagine that you're flying east towards the coast. See the incredible landscape, the incredible plants that you may see in the bush, and maybe see camels, kangaroos. Go close enough to see koala bears there in the eucalyptus trees, and keep flying east all the way to the coast, all the way to the Gold Coast and then beyond, until you can find a cluster of islands not far from the shoreline. Breathe in and breathe out and just touch down on the island known as the Whitsundays. Crystal clear waters, bright white sands. I want you to find a deserted island just for you. And just imagine resting there on the beach, going into a wonderful state of calm and relaxation. And sometimes people are surprised that when they go for a well-needed holiday, certain pains seem to disappear under the warm skies and fresh water. Breathe in and breathe out and feel that somehow the Australian sun is melting away any discomfort, any pain, any injuries of the past, but also feel that it is recharging your batteries, rejuvenating you on a cellular level. As I count down from 5 to 1, I want you to imagine that you're about to drift off even deeper into your imagination there on the islands just off the coast of Australia. 5, releasing all tension around your eyes, forehead and jaw. That's it, release all that tension. 4, focusing now on your neck and shoulders and just letting any tension there disappear. 3, focusing on your arms and legs and allow them just to feel limp, loose, heavy, just releasing all unnecessary tension. 2, focus on your internal organs, heart, lungs, stomach, diaphragm into your gut. Release it all so you can deeply relax. Empower your body to rejuvenate and restore. And imagine a lock is being turned by a key to unlock latent resources deep within you. Whatever resources you need most right now, those are the resources being unlocked. And then 1, just imagine you're drifting off into a lovely nap there on the beach, there in the islands, not far from Australia. And in this nap, imagine you're having a dream. And that dream is that there is a rocket ship there just off the coast. For a rocket ship to take off, it has to have the fuel that it needs. It needs to have the maintenance and the checks. The rocket ship may have a goal, but if the basics aren't taken care of, the rocket can never launch. At some level, you can identify with the rocket ship. As your unconscious accepts the suggestion that you will do whatever you need to make sure that your basic needs are met. Doing the things that enable good sleep, good nutrition, become essential if this rocket ship is to launch and take flight. Breathe in and breathe out, and simultaneously believe that you are both the rocket ship and the pilot. Sometimes taking the perspective of being the ship, and sometimes the perspective of being the pilot. Breathing in and breathing out, and feel what it feels like to be made of metal. To have all that fuel and energy inside. And then sometimes feel what it would feel like to be the pilot. To know your destination. To focus on a plan, a strategy, and navigation to make sure you get there. Perhaps you can imagine a countdown timer counting down the rocket ship, knowing how important launch is. You breathe in and breathe out, and just allow yourself to imagine being a rocket ship, but also taking off. And maybe the rocket ship taking off represents something such as a project launching, taking off, doing well. So imagine the countdown starting, each number representing another step completed, perhaps in your own journey of publishing a book, writing, editing, proofreading, publishing. Each is a countdown in the rocket ship before launch. Feel the engines igniting, the flames of your optimism burning brightly, propelling you and your project skyward. Sense the intense energy required in those early stages. Sense the rocket ascending, leaving behind the gravity of doubts and fears, your self-belief lifting you higher. Envision the stages of the rocket, each one a phase in your book's promotion, detaching effortlessly after its job is done, meaning less and less energy is required, allowing the momentum to give you a sense that the hard work is behind you. With each passing second, feel your rocket ship, your book, gaining momentum, your courage navigating through the atmosphere of criticism and competition. Feel that you've already broken through the clouds as you start to wonder what the clouds represent in the journey of your book's launch. Your message clearer and more visible to the awaiting world. A rocket doesn't get to its destination without a team of people. So acknowledge your involvement, but perhaps the role of other people in already getting this far. As you acknowledge the teamwork behind the scenes, your support network is working in harmony, almost like ground control guiding a spacecraft. Release any hesitation, like a rocket sheds its boosters, knowing they served their purpose to elevate you to new heights. Imagine leaving Earth's atmosphere as you feel like you're now in space. Imagine visualizing and seeing the Earth, perhaps even Australia, way below. And let the vastness of space symbolize the infinite potential for your book's reach and impact. Embrace the silence of the cosmos. The peace in knowing you've done everything possible to launch your book successfully. You can detach yourself from all of the expectations, in the same way that your rocket detached itself from the fuel tanks and boosters. Your job was to give it your all and allow momentum to take its course. Trust in the trajectory of your journey, your plans and strategies aligning like stars guiding the path of your rocket. And maybe you want to orbit the Earth or navigate yourself to a moon or a planet or an asteroid belt. And think about what the next part of your journey represents for your book, the impact it has on those people perhaps that you'd never meet. As you imagine your book's message resonating across the world, just like a satellite broadcasting to millions, your words connecting with countless minds as you see the world beneath you. Perhaps you can imagine a ripple effect. The more people that read the book, the more changes take place, the more the message spreads. Visualize the impact of one life transforming another life on the world you see beneath you. Know that like a spacecraft meeting zero gravity, your book will find its place, requiring less energy but maintaining momentum. Detach from the outcome, not as giving up control, but as a captain who trusts their vessel to sail the winds of fate. And maybe you affirm that your book's success is not about sales, but the lives it touches and the thoughts it inspires. Envision the joy of watching your book take on a life of its own, your mission now part of something greater. And remind yourself of the journey, not just the destination. The pride in having crafted something that reached for the stars. Perhaps you can resonate with the idea that better to reach for the stars and arrive at the moon than set your sights so low and actually achieve them. Feel a sense of pride in doing everything you can to mitigate future regrets as they dissipate and disappear, knowing you gave it your all. And as you look back at Earth from the vastness of space, notice how your perspective has changed, knowing that due to the courage, commitment, determination, dedication you showed, you realize all the way from space, looking at Earth, it was never about you. It was about the message you were able to deliver. As you breathe in and breathe out, allow the rocket to continue exploring space. And then imagine you're back there on a beach, there on the Whitsunday Islands, looking up in the sky and maybe seeing a tiny speck that could be a rocket way, way up in the sky. As you breathe in and breathe out, feel like you're returning all the way from the Whitsundays back to your present reality, feeling that your unconscious mind has had a well-deserved holiday and making a commitment to yourself that you will do whatever your body needs to be in the optimal shape required to take on a big project. Breathing in and breathing out. Feel like you're returning to the present as you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes and connect fully with the present moment. As very soon I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling refreshed, invigorated, ready to launch a powerful rocket that will no doubt impact the world. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8. Open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake. Wide awake. Wide awake.